Coming up tonight, we give away a wireless alarm on a show about cables. Hammond's best of British car lets him down. Cheap twin and earth, you get what you paid for. Hashtag above Aaron's back with 2 more shots at the wall, and we celebrate all that's great in the best of British.
Welcome to eFIXX TV, your fortnightly live stream here on Facebook and on YouTube. And this week we've got an absolute cracker as we go for fake and substandard cables. Know the warning signs, and I think the only way to find out the warning signs is to look at some fantastically well-made cables and perhaps compare it later on in the show. Joe, because you're not Gordon. I've got that one right, haven't I? And I'm terrible with names.
Right. Yes, that's right.
It's going to be a really interesting one. We've got the great people from Doncaster Cables joining us today. British manufacturing. We don't hear that very often, and we certainly don't celebrate it enough, and that's what we're going to be doing today. But we're also going to have a sprinkling of some awful-looking cables, but we'll get that later on in the show. But have you got any conversation pieces about an awful wiring installation?
Yeah, so the wholesaler in Lincoln I was at, an electrician came in, he'd installed, done a full rewire on this 5-bed house.
Okay.
And then found out that that cable was being recalled because it was undersized, not rated its current carrying capacity, and the PVC, it was an imported cable. But then he's left with that quandary, what do I do? It's all patched up. Everything's in. This is not a cheap house.
It sounds like you're talking about yourself. Now you've got this friend. So do you want to come clean now with who this friend is?
So I've got this. Yeah, I've got this mate. No.
That's the first lie, isn't it? You haven't got any mates, have you?
No, that's true. No, genuinely, it's like, what would you do in that situation? Because the thing is, I've done hundreds of rewires. Okay, you go to your wholesalers, you do hundreds, maybe not well, but I've done hundreds of rewires. But then, if that cable is not of the standard of, I didn't take my cable that seriously 10 or so years ago, and it's only now when you think, how much of this stuff's actually coming in?
Yeah,
and I mean, I was shocked. I mean, like I say, it's worth waiting on to see some of these shockers later, because I was blown away, absolutely blown away.
And that brings me back to you, the audience. Have you had any cables that have failed you? Have you got any great stories like the friend that you've got? Yes, that installed it.
It was a friend.
Yeah, so put them in the comments and then share those amongst the rest of you. We'll have obviously Joe in the comments. Well, not this Joe this time, so it'll be Mr. Robinson. He'll be in there. And if you want to know where Gordon and young Joe is, because it's only me and Rick really running this one today, they're all on holiday for 5 weeks. How lovely. A sabbatical, they call it, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're on holiday for 5 weeks.
Can I have a sabbatical?
Yes, yeah, a week-long one. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, across a bank holiday. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's only 4 days. So we need fantastic people to talk about fantastic cables. I look down here, I've got eFIXX, PV Ultra, I've got Earthshaw cables, and they wouldn't have come into existence, would they, unless we look into our green cables room. So let's have a look over there and see who's in there. Look, there he is. He's just about... He looked like he was asleep. Now, he's got his good family at home watching him this evening. And the last time he was at home with his family that I got to see a sneak peek, he actually panned round and his good wife was wearing a negligee.
Really?
Yes, wearing a negligee. Yes, it was fantastic. Now let's bring.
I've got an image of that because.
Well, I've got one. I've got one. Yeah, I've got a saved image.
Well, because I mean, I think I found Aaron's doppelganger. Have we got that, Rick? So
okay, let's see who's this.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh wow!
So, do you know? I don't know what.
I'm just incredibly handsome there on the left. Isn't he? Look at that. He's one.
No, the one on the left. That's Aaron.
I know, but I'm just saying, just get the audience ready. It's not going to look like that at the moment. Look, there he is.
What made me laugh was Aaron says, "Well, I don't go on my LinkedIn that often," and it's obvious because that's the photo I took, and it must have been taken about 20 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe,
I know.
50,
Yeah.
But no, the guy on the right, that's Hamish Falconer. He's the local MP for Lincoln, and I just thought, wow. I saw him walking through town. I went, what's Aaron doing in Lincoln? And it wasn't. It was Labour MP Hamish Falconer.
Okay, before we lose any of the audience, folks, please stay on. He's coming in now. It's Aaron. Hey! Or Lincoln MP. Here he comes.
Or is it
Hamish? Yay! You look... Was that your wedding photograph?
I think it was from a wedding. I don't think it was my wedding.
No wonder she snapped you up, eh? Yeah.
I was...
it's incredible, then.
You were too young on that photo for my wedding.
Yeah. Which one? Okay, let's not go there. But we're going to ask you in 60 seconds to tell you the stuff you do want to come out of your mouth and be told about your life, and like the stuff that's unfiltered that comes out of mine, obviously when you panned round to Kerry in a negligee. Do you remember what colour it was?
Flowery, I think.
I thought it was silk. I thought it was silk. It was silk.
Should we clear that up first?
Yeah, well, we'll find out. We'll get a message
And
in.
if anyone's still watching, let's find out what Aaron's. They'll tune into that.
Yeah, 60 seconds, Aaron. Tell us all about yourself for the people who don't know who you are and what you're behind.
So first of all, that video, we were building college boards for the eFIXX College Connections. Kerry happened to be in her pyjamas at the time.
Right.
Was the video.
Okay, negligee sounds better than Jim Jam, so doesn't it? So that's why I've gone with negligee.
A little bit you've had to clear.
Yeah, so married, dad to 3, and then business-wise, I've worked at Doncaster Cables for 19 years. During that time, been fortunate enough to be involved in all aspects of the business. So I started off in quality control, quality manager, assistant technical manager, works manager in the factory, and then became a director about 5 years ago. So I've been able to get involved in all different parts of the business and really understand the processes, manufacturing and technical side. So yeah, that's about me.
Yeah, it's just too honest there to not tell you the truth. You're the inventor of all the cables that have changed our industry in the last 10 years, aren't you? You didn't import these cables, did you? You come up with these out of the top of your head.
Fortunate enough to lead the R&D team, so it's very much a team effort. Couldn't have done it without all the people in the factory, but yeah, fortunate enough to lead those teams, have these ideas, develop them with the people on site, get the knowledge of people who can run the machines, and then create these, what we think are a great product for the industry and hopefully save electricians time.
Okay, which is a phrase that we use for many years, yeah, making electricians' life easier, saving them times being the same one as well. Now, British manufacturing, we don't hear about it much, do we? We obviously hear about the stuff coming in on tankers that aren't coming in on tankers at the minute, including fuel, so obviously there's some issues around that. But you've just made an incredible investment inside of your plant at Doncaster to the tune of how many pound notes?
There'd be £4 million worth of plant being
Didn't want to spin
being
that
installed.
out, did he? 4 million.
I am from Yorkshire.
Deep pockets and short arms.
£4 million worth of plant going in throughout this year.
Okay. Now, we were lucky enough to spend some time, both of us, over the years down at the factory. We haven't seen necessarily your new plant come in, but we've got a little sneak preview on a video of is it the Earthshaw being wound at the time that we get the video footage?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay, so let's see what your factory now looks like with a new machine. We can tell it's new because it's not covered in oil and obviously rusted paint and stickers and all the rest of it. So as we keep talking, there we go, and it's in there. So Rick was playing along for us. So this is not just for Earthshaw cable though, you could spin singles or anything on it, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So it's a wide ranging machine that can wind bolt drums into finish reels. It's the first part of the investment plan, although it's the last machine we actually needed. So throughout the year, there's method to that. So throughout the year, we're going to be adding 2 extrusion lines, which means we can actually extrude and produce cable on both of those lines. If we didn't have the winding machine when they were installed, we would then have a bottleneck of not being able to wind the cable. So we've installed the winding machine first, then there's a core assembly line being installed at the moment, and then an extruder later in the year and another extruder after that.
And this machine here is the most important, I think, machine that differentiates you before your cables did. So this was the one that you would instantly be aware of the fact if you'd bought a cable that wasn't as well made as Doncaster, and especially anyone training or in the early part of their career, you go to strip a bit of twin and earth and the outer PVC would be, my mum would have said in the day, it stuck like something to a blanket. I think it was chewing gum, okay? I can't remember.
Definitely
you iron it with something and break it off. But yeah, it stuck like that and you can't get it off. But that talcing machine, which is, it can be called talc, it's just an unfragrant, which I'd call French chalk, best of British. Can we call it British chalk?
British chalk, yeah.
Yeah, chalk. You call it
magnesium silicate.
Okay, did you know it was called magnesium silicate?
Yeah, it's from Britain.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. So let's do that now. So if you want to grab hand cam for me, I've got a piece. This is one of those mega risks. So you've given me a piece of Earthshaw cable. We'll know if it's Earthshaw because it'll look different when I strip it. Yep. These strippers today have been doing some other tasks and they've been through the mangle. Okay, so let's hope it does work perfectly. So I'm just going to slide it through the body. I'm going to just pull the trigger once. And what we should find is this will, my word, with apps. And again, look at that. Okay, folks, that is unbelievable. So that came off like you wouldn't believe, okay? Slipped off my hand, okay? So there was no, I'll do it on the other end just in case people think I've done some sort of fudge in here. So it's the amount of chalk you put in from that talc. Oh, there you go. That's what it's been doing that today because the blade's done. So I've gone a bit further back, straight off. Unreal, unreal. So that's good. Yeah, back to main cam. Always find some habits are hard to break. I don't think having super duper cables are, but some of the other ones can be a little bit tricky to get. That's unreal, isn't it? That's how you know. I used to, up college, when I taught, the desk was just covered in white powder. And we weren't doing mineral insulated cables, we were working with yours. And that's a differentiator that nobody appreciates until you have a cable maybe that's slightly different than yours.
Yeah, we've always focused on those small pieces. So making in the UK, you said at the start, manufacturing in Britain is incredibly hard. A lot of it's gone overseas now. The focus is then on price. It's making the cable as cheap as you can because that's how they win orders. And we want to focus on all the bits that can add value. So the little bits used to be having more talc than anybody else, so it was easier to strip. Having the sheath more flexible, so it's easier to actually strip back and pull through the sheathing if that's what you want to do. And then with the new innovative cables, eFIXX, PV-Ultra, we've took those basic principles and then tried to build on them and make something even bigger.
Well, with that in mind, boy, Joe obviously has a little look. I'll do hand cam this, Joe. So if you want to pick up this one here.
Yeah.
So this is our PV-Ultra. Okay, so we've got 2 sets of strings, is that right?
That's it.
Okay. How would I differentiate them then?
Well, the 2 strings?
Yeah.
Why are you putting me on the spot here?
Okay.
We're going to ask this in the differentiate because they've got 2 different colours.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, tell us there, young man.
So if you look at the end of the cables, if you get all 4 together, you'll see there's 2 colours inside. So one has got a black inner and then one has got a yellow inner. So you can look at the end and identify the pairs in a 4-core and take one for one string, one for the other.
I genuinely didn't know that. I am absolutely blown away.
And what's good is you covered it up so well there live on the telly. Yeah, I mean, it's like...
That's amazing. It's that kind of thought, though, that just goes into it, and then that revelation drops, and it's like, bang!
Yeah, it's a bit easy in saying I use the 2 on the left-hand side of the cable as you're running it back through. We've then got one with a protective conductor. Okay, so here we go with that. What was the thinking behind that, Aaron?
So we did PV-Ultra, so it was the first multi-core double insulated cable specifically for solar. We then started getting requests to have a green-yellow in there. So because those requests came in and they started building, we decided to manufacture one with a green-yellow, and we do a 2-core and green-yellow, and then a 4-core and green-yellow as well.
So I'm just going to blow Joe away here. So you've identified the protective conductor in your cable as being green and yellow. So it's like having the ends identified. So you got that one, the green and yellow one. It's not part of the strings, that one.
I know, I knew that, but you know, those ends there, it's that attention to detail. Who else is going to think of that? That's amazing.
Imagine we'd made some content previously. Okay, so that's 2 fairly new ones out there. And is it more likelihood that on the continent they'd want that protective conductor in that cable than maybe we are in that position at the minute?
Yeah, it seems to very much be more common that they'll earth the arrays on the continent, particularly Netherlands. They tend to earth the arrays a lot. We're not 100% sure where that green-yellow will be used, but there seems to be a demand for it. So when we got that request, we looked at it. The cable is still fit for purpose, working tests out if we put that in there, so we decided to release it and see where it brings some advantages. But people have talked about earthing the array and then also for functional earths and for earths for testing as well.
Have you had much uptake on it, Aaron?
We've only just manufactured it very recently, but there has been some already. The next one's a 6-core, so we've had more requests for a 6-core, which will then be 3 strings.
Right, and with no protective conductor?
No protective conductor on that one.
So how are you differentiating the 3 ends there sets?
Those are going to be numbered, so it's going to be 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, okay, you know. Yeah. Right, okay, anything in the comments?
Well, no, I'm just going to step in here because what it sounds like, Aaron, is that we can just give you a phone call and say, do you know what, I need the cable just knocking up. And I've actually got Ollie, 7673, he's messaged in, I'm sure you can sort this, Aaron. He wants a twin and earth on a job. Oh no, that's the wrong comment. Oh God, I've lost it. Goodness me. He wanted, here's an idea for a new cable, a double twin and earth to use on drops. So a twin and earth sandwiched together, but as just one cable. So essentially, is that a 4-core? I'm just going on the comment here. That's Roy Horn who's asked for that.
Oh, Roy, okay.
Yep.
I'll
Roy.
take it. It's a bit more sensible.
A double twin and earth to use on drops. What do you think of that?
But would that just be a 4-core and Earth then, would it? Or...
Yeah,
We'll ask the cable specialist.
yeah, let's put it in for application purposes and we'll work back to the idea.
We'll work on that idea, Roy. We'll
The
brainstorm.
principle's there, though. People can come and ask a question, and we would then engage with them and see whether it's feasible. We've done it, different things. Some of them just aren't feasible and not possible, but some of them are, and we'd have a look at it with people.
So, Roy, that sounded like a no.
I just need to understand what it's for.
So do I at the minute. So was this one of your first ones? This is your Tesla Powerwall cable, is that right? Or is this a version of it?
That's the latest version of Tesla Powerwall. So after we did eVIXX, Tesla contacted us and asked us to develop something for their Tesla Powerwall system. So it's specific for their system. It's got some 1.5 square millimetre signal wires. It's got a data cable which has got yellow and grey, which matches their colour coding.
Yep.
And then this one is for the Gen 3 Powerwall. So it's got 16 square millimetre power conductors.
Okay. Yeah, so that was, when you first did that, that was probably the moment that we sort of spotted you a little bit, that you're making these cables that nobody else was, which, did it then lead you on to the next one? Is that where we went? Was that the natural progression from Powerwall to effectively having a data cable of, a Cat5 effectively in there? Was that where we went next?
We'd done eVIXX first. So you came and we did eVIXX. So we did eVIXX first, 2-core data and Cat5.
Oh, I thought the 2-core one was for the Powerwall. That's where I've got that from.
Yeah, no, the Powerwall's completely separate design afterwards.
Okay, was that 2-core? Because 2-core came first, did it? Is that right? And then you added the data?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so I got that slightly out of sync. That was a long time ago. So this is probably where most people have gone, we can only really get it from you. So we've got this one here. So if I bring that one in as well. So the grey one there is not a conductor for those people who don't know what it is. They've identified these brown, blue and green and yellow. So
That's right,
yeah,
Mitch. I think that, is that live?
Yeah, don't go there, don't go. And then obviously we've got a Cat5, okay? So the biggest mistake people make is they believe that is just a standard Cat5 cable. Is that true, Aaron?
No, it's very specific design. Took us a long time to come up with. So it's category 5 cable, but it's different spec, different insulation material, same nominal voltage. So that means we can combine them together. And then there is a super screen, as we call it, to actually stop the electrical interference. So
super screen, crosstalks and hums and that magnetic interference, because these are at a different band. So we're talking band 1, band 2. Okay. But it's the insulation, because anyone who strips normal Cat5 can flip the insulation off with their nails, can't they? Even if you haven't got nails, whereas this is tough, isn't it? Yeah. So that's equal to this value. That means then we can bypass all the issues. So you could run that in a single trunking alongside mains cables. If you had like a dado trunking, you could fit that cable in there, but we don't. We segregate in a dado cable, don't we, in different departments. I thought this was brilliant, and I think this started a journey that you're currently underway with. By inventing cables nobody else had at the time, what did that do to Doncaster's British business? What does that enable you to do?
It made a big difference. It opened up new customers to us that we previously didn't have relationships with. We started to engage on social media a lot more with electricians. So we could talk to electricians, and then they'd start to see we could actually do something different, and then they'd give us ideas, and we'd start conversations about new cables and new products. And it's just really allowed us to grow the business. So the demand for this product has grown and grown. We've then made profits on that within the business, and now we're looking to reinvest that into the new machinery. Not just take the quick win, but reinvest into British manufacturing for the future, which is what we're doing this year.
So if you hadn't have made the cables here with your team, so I know I threw that, you got a great team as well. They were a good night out we had with them. We won an award, and I think I got up there with you. Yeah, Gary turns up at an award. So I was the John Terry of the awards, just jumped up there. So if you hadn't have made innovations, your business probably would have been stagnant, because you're probably offering a very similar product to other people, which you had small differentiators. We said about the Talking machine and all the rest of it, and we'll come back to some other differentiators, ones that blew you away. And then you've decided to go all in. So if we're going to do this, we're going to build more machines, and that's 4 machines in one physical year you're putting in.
4 machines, yeah, 1 physical year. They'll all be installed this year. Probably 2 years in the planning for most of them.
Okay, and the people, when you bought those machines, did they think that was a really clever idea of you to put 4 in one go?
Well, it wasn't until the start of this year that one of the agents basically thought we was insane to try and achieve putting 4 in 1 year. But he'd already taken the orders by this stage. I mean, he's a great guy, but he'd taken the orders for the machines, and then after we'd placed them said, oh, you really should have spread these out. That's a lot of work to do, but they're all coming now. So, yeah, it's a very challenging year for us, but exciting at the same time. It's big investment. We're looking forward to seeing what difference it has on the factory. Should give us more capacity, allow us to make things quicker and have better stocks and more supply for the market.
And so in relationship to your factory, have you had to extend the factory, or you had to sort of, what we normally do is we've got the same space, but we push everything out and in and move things around. How have you squeezed 4 more machines in?
We've moved all sorts, so we've had to decommission machines and reinstall them in other places.
Right.
We've had to take another building and move the warehouse into another building, so that we can use the warehouse then to store raw materials that used to be in the factory. So there's a lot of movement on site. And the team have done a fantastic job in all the logistics and putting that in place.
But at the same time, are you finding you're not getting as much cable out the door, or because you're making all these products, you're having to shuffle and keep the runs going?
Yeah, that has been one of the challenges. So when we've had to move 3 machines to get the automated winder in, that decommission install has taken 2 to 3 weeks. So there's 2 to 3 weeks when that machine's not running. And when your capacity is already high, it's then challenging to build up stocks. Probably the most difficult one will be about August, because we're replacing a whole extruder, so it's not an additional extruder. It's a whole extruder that we're replacing. So
once that's down, you're not extruding out of that machine.
Yes.
You've got, until the next one goes in. Oh, yeah. You're on holiday in August.
I think it's just increased wine consumption in that month. I think.
That was wine, not wined.
Wine, yeah, wine,
that was
yeah,
the stuff made of grapes. I think you'll find on that one. Any good stories coming in, Joseph, as we're doing this that we're going to go through?
We have. So actually, I'll hopefully pronounce this right. Del Corleone, he wants a ripcord in a steel-wide armoured.
That sounds
Now,
remarkably like
the
this
ripcord,
same
I've
idea.
never heard this referred to as a ripcord, but I think that means, is it that bit? Hold on a second. Hold on.
Hang on, hang on, well.
It doesn't work. Hold on. I can't get it to rip. Can't do it. I think you've got to get a bit of a snip. Anyway, can we have that in steel-wide armoured, apparently?
Yeah, so
Del Delore
it's
wants
in
one.
PV Ultra. We've also added it to EV Ultra, and it is something we could look to add into.
Is it?
Steel-wide
I mean,
armoured.
is it for stripping the? Is it for stripping the cable, or
Yes,
is it?
so it's actually.
There we go.
Have you got it? You almost need a little snip to start it off.
I'm just incredibly strong, Aaron.
It's incredibly strong, and I've got incredibly soft hands.
Oh, look at the mark.
Yeah, you
We'll edit that out.
definitely recommend to use pliers.
Yeah, no. Well, that's a great suggestion. So yeah.
Did you have the same suggestion when we were out winning that award together? You know, when I was the John Terry of the table, turned up, we won an award, got on stage. I think I suggested there to the lovely gentleman who's got less hair than I can remember his name.
What, the ripcord?
Yeah, I think I suggested it then.
Yeah, so the problem with the ripcord is if you don't put a tape round the cores, the ripcord tends to get tangled inside the cores. So if you've got a 4-core armoured, the ripcord will then follow the cores, and then it doesn't pull it through.
So you thought about it?
We have thought about it, yeah. But you'd have to add a tape, and then for the benefit of having a ripcord, you've then got a tape to remove. So it's
Is that more material, potentially larger cost towards the cable, and then just not viable to do?
Yeah, and then it becomes a bit of time as well. So you save time by having a ripcord to strip, but you lose time by taking the tape off. So it's a bit of a trade-off. But it is something we've had a look at.
So effectively, you're competing against maybe people in Europe that make cables, okay? Is that sort of, you know, there's parts of Europe that are renowned for making cables?
Most of the cables come from Turkey, India and China.
Okay, so
That's where the vast majority of imported cables come.
So that sort of worries me a bit, especially with the way we're moving minimum wage, obviously, which, don't get me wrong, folks, we all should earn a minimum wage, and a livable wage is even better. What are you competing with in the Turkish market, maybe in relationship to the English paid employee?
You're looking 10 times less. So it's
We get 10 times less.
they get paid about 10 times less. So probably about £1.85 an hour.
In Turkey?
In Turkey, yeah. And that's where, not just cable industry, but then you've then got textile industry is a big one. So yeah, a lot of the industry has gone over there.
So it's incredibly challenging to keep manufacturing in our country, not because the problem is we should be paying a livable wage, but obviously if another country's version of a livable wage is a tenth of what we're at, we're in a difficult place.
Yeah, and that's before you get the grants that the Turkish government gives. So they very much support exports, so they give grants for exports. There's lots of subsidies for manufacturers, and then it becomes very difficult to compete on a level playing field. So around about over 80% of cable that's used is actually imported now.
Right. Any red tape for the government for us? Because obviously we love a bit of red tape in this country. Are they encouraging you with your £4 million worth of plant equipment? Did they rush in there with a grant? you laughed earlier.
I can't remember that, actually. Maybe I was wrong, but I can't remember that happening. No, so some of it is challenging. I think it's difficult to get into politics because people have different views. When you look at the road to net zero and you read the things about how much energy prices are increasing, there are subsidies available for high energy users.
Right.
So you do qualify for some of those, but the support that people get overseas just massively outweighs anything that we get over here in the UK, which I think that's proof of the manufacturing industry in the UK. You've got to do something different and stand out, and we focus on trying to make the best products and add value, not trying to chase the lowest price in the market, because it's impossible to do that.
Well, we've just said that almost, haven't we? If we've got dearer labour and you're making an identical cable of equal standard, say, you're still going to be behind the curve.
Yes, yeah.
We find it, don't we, with people trying to get into our industry electrically, that it can be a challenge, okay? So what about trying to get into your world? So if we've stopped manufacturing in this country for a long time now, we haven't got the factories, we haven't got the mindset that some people leave school to go into necessarily manufacturing, how are you finding recruitment?
It's probably one of the biggest challenges, I'd say. We haven't got that mentality where people are used to manufacturing. So people are used to, we have lots of father and sons in the factory, in the warehouse and on site.
You're telling me your dad works there next?
Yeah, after me though.
Your dad works there? If you tell me your wife and her sister works there, I'll fall over.
My wife and sister work there too.
Wow, okay. Yeah. Not 11 fingers in Doncaster, is it? Is it?
They've all been there longer, actually, because wife 33 years. My wife's worked there and her sister's 29 years.
Yeah, and for a long time I didn't realise they were two different people. Nearly caught me out. Yeah, I was like, very similar, these people. And I'm like, it's not quite similar enough. What am I doing here? Because we didn't see each other that often back in the early days. So obviously we're in a position now. Who leaves school and wants to work at Doncaster Cables then? You did. So how do you get them people in the door?
It's tough. I just fell in love with manufacturing. That idea of getting a handful of raw materials and converting it into 3,000 different products, it just completely blew my mind. And I went there for a year out of university and never left. But I just don't think there's the interest as much there. You can get what's seen as easier, cleaner jobs, logistics, box moving, things like that. Barista, yeah. But there's so much fun to have in manufacturing. But people need to give it a chance and go and do that. We've had some apprentices. We've got 2 apprentices on site at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, mechatronic apprentices in the 2nd year.
Wow.
And we've
what?
Mechatronic.
That was our engineering department did that.
Oh, okay.
It's like electrical and mechanical combined.
Yeah, little machines and
Like
compressors.
Moe course. It was in the Moe course.
That's what, for champagne?
No. Oh, no, do you see what's on your head?
Yeah, well, soon we get this done. At 1 o'clock.
We'll open up the Moe.
Yeah, so a couple of apprentices, complete the story. You got them from Doncaster College off a full-time course.
Yeah, Doncaster College. So they're on day, they've worked in our factory day release, and we've got an apprentice that went through that course and is still with us now. Wow. So these will be our third apprentices.
Because it works.
Yes, yeah.
So if you'd have had the first couple come through and it'd be a little bit of a disaster, yeah? Have you had any issues with people not understanding what it's like to work in manufacturing over the years?
Yeah.
That's a very, very well answered question. Yeah. But
People just come and just don't understand what it's about.
But every time I come to your factory, I see the same people. They're always the same people. I'm not often thinking there's anyone new when I get there. So you must have a core of people that love working there. Yeah,
we definitely have. We've got a big core. There's some of them coming up to retirement now. So recently we've had someone who's been there for 41 years retire, 38, and then this year there's someone who's been there for 33 years and 29. So we are recruiting and we're getting people in. We've probably had, since the last time you come, another 10.
Right.
And they're enjoying it, but I think people just got to give it a chance and try and get into it, because it's such an enjoyable, it's a challenging environment, but it's so enjoyable.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
So, obviously bringing these people in, obviously there's got to be a bit of success there. So, you know, we were speaking about, obviously, PV Ultra, EV Ultra. I mean, how successful have those cables been for you? Because, so for me, I think one of the best innovations we've had in our industry, you know, is the EV Ultra. you know, combining a Cat5 cable in and not needing that segregation. So, you know, where you've got these data-hungry devices which need it, you've provided a product for it and got it all approved, the lot of it. So, you know, how successful has that been? And the PV Ultra as well.
Yeah, they've been successful. They've been accepted in the marketplace. Electricians are using it, demand is growing, and we'll just look forward to the next thing, really. So before these cables, these suite of cables, innovation in low voltage cable like we're in, there hasn't been there for years because there's no money in that. There's no profit margin in the sector as it was before. It was all imported lowest price. So before that, if you went up to the 90s, you had these innovations, you had FP200, you had Prismamake FP200. There hasn't been any big change since then, really. So we just wanted to challenge that norm. If we're making in the UK, we want to do something different, let's make something different. Yeah. Let's add some value. Hopefully, they have been accepted. People keep supporting our brand and give us the opportunity to sell these products, buy the other ones, and let us get on to the next R&D project and the next cable.
So do these get copied? So this... Your eFIXX Ultra.
Yeah, eFIXX Ultra has multiple copies in the marketplace.
Must be a proud moment when they stole your idea there, young man, was it?
Someone said that. I can't remember who it was, but they said to people, if you look at copy watches, they only copy Rolexes. So we said, you've created something that's good if somebody wants to copy it.
Do you know, I went on holiday and I could buy a Rolex for like 50. I don't think they realised what they were selling because it was only €50 for this Rolex. Yeah. I bought it.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah. I've not brought it, it's not working. But
No, it's gone rusty. Yeah,
so how do you actually find out that someone's copied your cables? Because obviously you can't be hunting every manufacturer that's making the cable in Europe, the world, wherever. So how do you get to know that someone's copied your cable?
So secret shopper.
Yeah, secret shopper. There's been two main reasons. So we've had multiple occasions, we'll have somebody ring the QC or technical helpline. I've got your eFIXX Ultra, it's not working or it won't fit in this charger. And we have to have the conversation and then we find out it's not eFIXX Ultra. And you have to try and explain that to them. So they'll read the markings on the cable or they'll describe what it looks like and it's not our product. And then you explain to them, that's what I asked for at the wholesaler. But the wholesalers have... So then it goes back to the wholesaler.
Wow.
But then I think that it's become a brand name, so people just have to be careful what they're asking for. So eFIXX Ultra, we designed it to be the best that it could be. We picked the materials that were going to give it the longest lifespan, highest operating temperature, we've got high quality bedding, high quality sheathing. If you're going to copy that product and someone's already got this premium one, the only way you're going to win market share is by making that cheaper. So the copies that we're seeing then have got PVC insulation, lower operating temperatures, less thermal stability. So we either get complaints or because we've got strategic wholesale partners, they also let us know. So it will be Joe Bloggs round the corner has got eFIXX Ultra and it's a copy of eFIXX Ultra. Can I send you a sample? Can you tell me how I can explain to my customers what's the difference between yours and theirs? And then we can go through and explain all these things. And the fact that it's third-party basic approved is a huge one. It's the only one in the market where there's third-party approval on the product.
For people that haven't heard the term basic and what you have to do to get a cable through, just explain that to us. You've done a great video on it, didn't you?
Yeah, so basic British approval service for cables. So you can have a product tested by BASIC, which is a one-off test. And then you can have a product approved by BASIC. So the approval one is what we have. And BASIC will then come regularly to the site, typically 4 times a year. They'll choose samples from our stock. Then they go and test them in their labs, make sure that they meet the standards, fit for purpose, and it's a continuous third-party approval program.
Do they warn you they're coming?
In the factory, they'll warn us that they're coming, so they have pre-planned dates. There's one unannounced visit in a year. Right. And then they do buy now one sample from the marketplace itself and they'll test it. But 4 of those are pre-planned visits. We're coming to see you on whatever, 12th of June to the 15th of June. Do they pick whatever they want, or do you take them to a sample? Is it controlled? Do you go, you take this bit, or do they go, we'll take that one over there in the corner? No, they have the ability to pick what they want and choose what they want. So they're choosing either from a list where we can manufacture things and put them to one side and they'll pick from an area, but they could just pick from the stock in the warehouse.
That must feel like a bit like Ofsted when we had it. When,
I
you know,
was just
Yeah,
thinking the same. Like, if all your staff, I'm not going to sleep the night before. I'm staying up. I'm making sure all my marking is up to date. Let's make sure everything's in order. Okay, for basic coming, and then they could go. Actually, we're going to pick that cable, but I didn't look at that one over there. But it's still okay.
Yeah, no. So that's good. So some people just get it one-off. Then you could change anything you like about that cable. You've got a one-off basic approval.
Yeah, so that's the lowest. That's the lowest one you can get a one-off test. Even the approval now, I'd say basic approval it's a minimum. To me now, it shows that a manufacturer can make consistently conforming products if they choose to do it. But there's examples in the marketplace where you get basic approved products that don't meet the standards. So it just shows that somebody can, but you still have to have the trust in the manufacturer, for me, that they are doing it on a consistent basis.
We're looking at that in part 2, aren't we?
Yeah, so just again, if you were going to make, and we've got a table full of fake stuff over there, or the substandard stuff, let's call it, I called it fake, but I didn't mean that. We've got some fake stuff over there. But you could put basic, if you're going to fudge a cable, you'd write basic on it anyhow, wouldn't you? There's nothing going to stop you doing that if you're doing all the other things averagely.
No, there's been examples of that in the past,
Yeah.
where people have had basic printed on there where it's not been approved.
I think what's more shocking is I can pop into my local wholesaler, ask for an eFIXX cable, go out with what I think is an eFIXX cable, which isn't an eFIXX cable, and potentially the wholesaler's not known that they've sold me a cable that's not an eFIXX, but I've not... I'd love... How many electricians out there even question the cable that they're walking out with? That's what blew me away today, is that people are copying this, and they're calling you to say your cable's not working, and it's not your cable.
It's good, isn't it?
Mad.
Which must be great satisfying. Well, you'll
Like, that sounds like a you problem.
certainly does. It certainly does sound like a you problem. So we're going down this process. We're inventing all these new cables. We're investing and manufacturing them in the UK and that. And then we go for that commodity item, don't we? You do millions, do you have miles or go around the planet so many times, 2.5, twin and Earth and all the rest of it. And you would always say to me, there is no money in twin and Earth cable.
Yeah.
From what we just said there, another country's probably right at the bottom. They've got less of everything in it, and we'll prove that at some point. But the easiest way to make your cable cheaper is to do the same cheap method that some other people do by having a plus or minus on the length. What's the common plus or minus on a drum of 100 metres of cable?
Yeah, common now is plus or minus 3, plus or minus 1's nearly on everything. So you'll get 100 metres and it'll say plus or minus 3%, plus or minus 1%.
Okay,
Plus or minus 5's the worst one I've seen.
So 5. So when you're, because you want to make sure you're sending the right length of cable out and you're not wasting it, you want to send 115 metres out. How precise is your cutting machine, which I take it they've all got, to get me to 100 metres?
So our metre counters on site calibrated every single month, and the tolerance that we set is -0 plus 1 metre in 100. So it's always guaranteed to be 100 metres.
Or longer?
Yeah, between 100 metre reel will be between 100 and 101. That's the criteria we set the QC department. Our machines in reality can measure to about 10 centimetre accuracy. So our reels are between 100 metres and 100.1 metres.
So you can do that. So I've got a feeling that other people out there could say, if they're saying plus or minus, go for the big one, plus or minus 5, they could probably cut that within 10 centimetres of 95 metres every time.
Yeah, if I were plus or minus 5 on 100 metre reel, I'd be doing 94.9. So when you round it up to 1 decimal place, it's 95 metres.
How many metres of cable you'd save every year? Again, this is absolutely... how many electricians know that a 100-metre cable is potentially not 100 metres unless you're getting measured it from Doncaster? And I know obviously you're here, but Doncaster Cables selling 100 metres cable, but it's 95 or 97 or... no, it shouldn't be less. I've bought 100 metres.
Yeah, you've bought plus or minus.
I'm really cross about this because I don't want someone benefit... That's what I've paid for.
Open a box of chocolates, find 5 are missing.
Genuinely.
That's it. It's like plus or minus 5 chocolates.
You know, you get a bag of Skittles. I mean, obviously, I know they're removing sweets and from the packaging.
Shrinkflation.
You know.
Get on shrinkflation. it's a new thing. Doncaster Cables are embracing shrinkflation.
Absolutely mad.
I know.
Like, why?
It's a huge saving for 1% is massive. You got a copper bill as big as a cable factory is with the price of what copper is now. 1% is enormous.
And you've consciously, and again, I know you're here, and I know we're singing about these great innovations, but you've consciously gone. Do you know what? I'm not going to rip off the electric. If they're buying 100 metres or 50 metre drum off me, that's how many metres I'm going to give them.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
That's been the culture ever since I joined. One of my first jobs calibrating the length counters when I went there. But every month you have to go around and calibrate them. But it's just part of the culture of the business. It was always set up to be the best possible cable that it could be. And that's stuck with the business throughout the 41 years.
Probably wouldn't have the staff so loyal for the years you talked about if it wasn't. I would have suggested that people also want to go to work and do a great job, don't they?
Well, speaking of staff, actually, Daniel Poxon, is that someone that you know? It says here, I work at Doncaster Cables and I love it, top lads. Apart from that, Aaron. Well, there we are. That last bit, by the way.
But I didn't write that
last bit, though, I made up.
No, okay.
Oh, no, it's up on the screen, yeah.
Oh, look, so do you know him?
Daniel Poxon, he works at Doncaster Cables.
That's a real thing now, because being a director of the business, you should really know him.
Yeah, but I always thought I did, but Daniel Poxon doesn't ring a bell. Is that... Yeah, put in the comments if it's in the factory or the warehouse.
Okay, all right, factory or warehouse. Okay,
Let us know, Daniel. I don't need to put, because you're watching the live, so I'll ask you directly. Yeah, are you in the warehouse or are you just...
Tomorrow morning I'd be standing in front of you,
Yeah,
and you don't know me. Yeah. It's like,
Poxon's put his notice in.
The problem is he's probably been given another name or got another name. I know Bob. I didn't know he was called Daniel.
Limpy Bob. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, drags his leg around the workshop behind him. Yeah, here comes Bob. Yeah, okay, so that's it. On that one, so we have got the cable of doom there, but we've obviously got some fantastic innovations here that's allowed you to grow the business, and that's why we're out there. And for you lot out there who are buying cables, every time you choose Doncaster Cables, it's British, but we still get affected by global events. We've got a geopolitical one at the minute. Obviously, those tankers are stuck at the Strait of Hormuz, okay, so we can't get out of there.
Straight of what?
Hormuz. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's as close as I'm going to get to hummus. Yeah, okay. Any problems for you? Any? So it's only petroleum. So other than the fact fuel prices for shipping your stuff out, any other problems for you?
Most of the cables that you've got full of polymers, plastics. All of them are oil-based. You've then got the energy costs that are going up because of it. Massively energy-intensive industry, whether that's making the cable or manufacturing the resins, getting things out of the ground. So massive increases on polymers at the moment.
Copper market, because you had a classic where I rang you up once when you managed to buy the
I know
absolute...
Dan.
Oh, you know Dan? Oh, Dan. Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, he had the motorbike
crash. Oh,
Yeah.
So, Dan, your hamper's in the post from Aaron after the crash. We all hope you're okay, and we're all thinking of you.
If he puts something in the Get Involved tab, if we send him the Get Involved tab, we'll send him something out in the post. So you get a prize.
Pull the toll.
Yeah. Pull the toll one. There you go. Yeah. So
It's diverting it. He had a really bad motorbike crash. He hadn't been at work for a long, long time.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, hopefully recovery is going really well.
Long enough for you to forget his name.
Yeah, I didn't know his surname was Poxon. I know loads of Dans.
Okay. Well, you got that there.
Congratulations, Dan. The minimum wage that we were just talking about, guess what? You're in for a windfall, pal.
So oil, obviously, it's PVC's from oil. Okay, one of the byproducts of it to get it over here. So you'll start seeing that squeeze, will you, on it?
We've seen that straight away from resin suppliers, to be honest.
So they had nothing in their stores. Theirs always was brand new, wasn't it? You know, it's the old classic, isn't it? Fuel goes up and it instantly goes up at the pump. So same with you, resin price instantly through the roof.
Yeah, it's within a week. People had retracted price lists just because they weren't sure where it was going to be. But it would be about a 10% increase on polymers is where we've worked it out at.
Yeah, that's not good.
And then the copper price is just all over the place at the moment.
Can you remember the story when you bought exactly the wrong point of a curve once, didn't you? When you were doing the commodities markets and you rang me up and you said, I've managed to buy right at the top on the last one. Was that the Ukraine one?
You don't tell people that work that. I might not have told people. Yeah, no.
Well, we've not mentioned it on a live stream, so you're all right. Your secret's safe with me.
Yeah, it is a challenge. We're just trying to track the market. So we have a lot of copper on site. We're buying regularly, so we're trying to stay in track with the market. In the past 2 weeks, copper price has dropped maybe £1,000 a tonne.
Okay, that's
and
good.
then this morning it had increased by £250 a tonne.
Right.
What's not good is when you've already bought the copper, you've got all the work in progress in the factory, you've got stuff in the warehouse, and all of that cable is then a price that you bought it a month ago. But then, because of the world we're living with social media, you then see these stories and, copper prices fell through the floor, and it's so challenging, challenging to navigate.
Have you thought about leaving 5 metres on the drum? 95's the new 100. Yeah, shrinkflation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all these challenges end up landing at the electrician's door, effectively. So there is a tendency to look for cheaper twin and earth cables. So you saw that as an opportunity to innovate in other areas, and those are the areas effectively are driving the business forward.
Yes, yeah. Earthshaw's a good example. I don't think any other company would have taken on that challenge. Very low margin products, mostly loss making for a UK manufacturer. You sell twin and earth to then win other business. But yeah, the ability of our business, because we're privately owned and we're a family business, we could then set up a project. Right, we're going to have a go at doing this and see what we can do. See if we can create something that's a bit different, a bit special, and give something back. So yeah, it was good.
Innovation all over the table. There's usually a few broken eggs when we make an omelette. Okay, so these all worked out for you. Have you got any horror stories of a cable you thought you had high hopes for that never made it to the shelf?
Oh, we had loads of horror stories with these cables.
Oh right, okay. Which one are you fair game to divulge to us?
All three. When we're developing eFIXX, we spent 6 months fine-tuning the process to get the absolute best data transmission that could be there. We were making cable and throwing it away.
To the tune of?
That was... I bet they were... On that one, we were doing short runs, maybe £20,000 worth of scrap there.
Of toast, yeah, so there you go. £20,000 to get it to that stage. Can we do better than that? He's wasted more money?
Yeah, I'll go up in scale.
Oh, right, okay, I like this.
So start low and get high.
eFIXX 4-core.
Yeah.
We made a big error with that one.
We went to team there. I like that. The team made. We all made a big error there.
That time.
Yeah. We're
R&D department.
Yeah.
We'd got
that idea I had. We've done it wrong. Yeah.
There were 4 of us at the machine when it went wrong, and Dave, who's been there for years, he just rung his wife and just said, "Don't make me any tea. It's going to be a late night." And we were just making scrap. But we learned why it had gone wrong, and then all of that cable had to go in the bin. But that were about £50,000 worth of scrap.
And as you're watching it go wrong, you're toasting 50k.
Yeah, but we didn't know it. We started the final sheathing run, and then the problem that we had went wrong. The problem wasn't with the final sheathing, it was one of the earlier stages. So you realise at the end, but the drumlet you've got full at the other end that's the one that's going in the bin. So.
Because even like with you winding it, so obviously you're twisting the cord, and I mean you do great social media, so we would have seen those spinning drums and the tension you've got to put on the wire. How do you know how tense it has to be to get the product out at the end of it? Is that just trial and error?
You make a drum, you put it in, and then it doesn't work, and you go, oh dear. And then you throw it all out. So some of it is just trial and error. Yeah, some of it's trial and error to fine tune it.
Can we go higher than 50k? You got another story?
Yeah, Earthshaw was one of the biggest. Yeah.
Really?
Right at the start.
So it seems so simple. Is that probably the non-clue, is it? Obviously, with the protective conductor is identified and not insulated, so don't think that's insulation around it. It is identified there. So we had a bit of a play with that. The really early ones, we had to give tips on how to strip it to make sure it stayed intact. You've solved that problem, haven't you?
Yeah.
So that is good. Yeah. So, gone in. How much did you toast on this one?
We did about, there were probably about 65, 70,000
of scrap.
Yeah. So we.
And then you said it's such a tight market anyhow, so you're inventing wasting money at the minute.
Yeah, and the difficult one with that, because we actually went, Neil, myself and the production team went to see it, so it was 50-50. It was, this would be all right, but it's not quite where it needs to be. But it would have worked, and electricians would have been able to use it, but we didn't want to put that in the market with a new product, so we actually scrapped a perfectly usable product with that one. And when I say scrapped, it was recycled, but we just wanted it to be the best that it could be. So we made the decision not to ship any of that out, and we restarted the manufacturing run. But it was a big run. It was the first sustainable long run that we'd done, and we got to final wind and we're like, yeah, we're not happy with this.
And there's a chance that another manufacturer in another part of maybe the world might have gone, we'll just send it anyhow.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think that's a 100% guarantee. If it was as it was, and it was 50-50, because it was perfectly usable, it just wasn't.
Enough for you.
Yeah, it wasn't going to bring the benefits that we wanted to bring to electricians. So. Somebody else would have
I'd
said
hate to
that.
be Aaron's painter and decorator. I don't think I'd get the cutting in right for that.
No, he does all his
Level of
decorating
detail.
himself.
do.
You do everything, and he's a perfectionist. He's an absolute perfectionist. Do you want to just tell us quickly before, obviously, we're going to ask people to come in with their times to see if you're any good. I'm going to leak out a little bit for you. Just look here, folks. Earthshaw, okay. Earthshaw cable. Big fan of Twin and Earth, okay. Twin and CPC. Can you tell the audience, look into the camera, where the fantastic idea for it came from?
What, for Earthshaw?
Yeah.
So we'd been asked,
Camera's there.
do you
Camera's
want,
there, Aaron.
do you want the real story or do you want to say it with your idea?
No, I want the real story.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You
Look,
always-
I practiced this one earlier on, and you now still ask me whether I want the real story. We practiced this.
I know you always say that you want to take credit for it.
I've got credit for another cable. I've got more right. I've got the other one.
Yeah, so we'd been asked a few times over the years to do something with insulated earth.
Identified.
Identified, yeah.
You're welcome. You'll get the aim of it.
Never appealed to us because of the low volume, the low margin product.
Yep.
Then installed a kitchen.
Who did?
I installed a kitchen.
Did you? Okay. Got electrician in, did you?
It would.
Or did he look like the staller in the kitchen? Same sort of guy? The same one that did the floor, the
Same guy.
wallpaper?
Perfectionist, wasn't he?
I was just changing spotlights and changing the sockets. Didn't have any sleeving on the cable that was in there.
Well, 'cause
I
it-
didn't have any sleeving.
Right.
Went to get some sleeving. Doing downlights, it was a nightmare. And then it just sort of came to my head, people have asked for this and I'm now starting to understand why. So I went back, had a conversation with Neil at the factory and said, I think we should actually have a go at doing this. And then started an R&D project and away we went.
So actually, you decided that it was too much of a faff, even though you'd been told a few times. It also coincided with our April 1st activities. You were flurrying stuff around because, again, we'd probably launched it a little bit.
I could have cried on that day because we were already developing the product and then your April Fool come out and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that they've just put that out there.
It's leaked. There's a mole.
We're actually doing it. And then when we launched it, we actually had people who thought it was still an April Fools. Well, that April Fools, we had people ringing the day after asking for the product. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Well, no, it's an April Fools.
Did you watch it all? It's them two fools from eFIXX.
They didn't.
We actually gave people a couple of years break because we had some issues with the IET a couple of times as well. So we were like, we might be funny here, but
got in trouble then, didn't you?
Well, twice.
People were going, when we actually launched the real Earthshaw, electricians were going to wholesale and said, oh, I've seen this Earthshaw. Oh no, it's an eFIXX April Fools from a year ago. We're like, no, it's not. I've seen it. It's real.
It's good. Well, so you got a little bit of a tease there. So it sounds like you got a bit of electric wires. Now, when you first came to see us, okay, you had the first ever run. You were the second person ever to do the challenge. Well, you only had one run, I should say. Where were you on the leaderboard after you did your original one? Was it about 7:07 or something your time?
7:07. Yeah, I was second on the leaderboard. So
Then we
I got
had somebody else come along and they took on the electrician's challenge, and then you were what on the leaderboard?
third.
And then for about a year, maybe two, we had a phrase going out. Then what was our phrase?
Yeah, I still have nightmares. Hashtag above Aaron.
So anyone who came in, our whole ambition was to make sure they were above Aaron. But we didn't just come up with that. You actually gave us the energy and enthusiasm to want people to be in front of you. Because what statement did you say to me?
I just said I was slightly competitive.
Slightly competitive. He didn't say that.
Slightly competitive.
Yeah. So when anyone says that to us, we obviously gave them a right little, little go. So we had that fun and games. But in the fairness that we gave Rick, who reckons he only had one, because I think Rick was on the board not long after. He was either the person or the person after that. He said, quite rightly, he only had one run, and you believe you only had one run, yes?
I can remember clearly doing the one run, and I said, right, I get it now. Should I do the other ones? And you went, no, that's perfect. And I went, all right, okay, I must be at the top of the leaderboard. And then I was miles away, and I thought,
Second was good. You'd like to be second now, wouldn't you?
Oh, I think I will be soon, won't I?
Maybe on that bombshell. Let's give it the minute countdown, folks, before we see whether you took the house tools or whether you brought your own in. Obviously, you've got a few tools at home, planers and tile cutters and all the rest. You've got the full kit. His house is gorgeous, by the way, so he is a fantastic DIY. I would suggest you're one up from a novice by every stretch of your imagination. So find out. We don't need the name. We know it's going to be Aaron. We just need a time. So if you want to put your times in, and you'll get a chance to have some lovely prizes sent out by Jennifer. And we've got the limited edition hat here, which we've only got 100 of these made. This is one of the things we'll definitely send out to you. So on one side, we've got the wonderful people at Quickwire, and on the other side, we've got the lovely people at Chump Tools supporting this. 100 hats will be made, and then the same design won't be ever again. So if you get one of these, it will be limited to 100 hats, so it's worth winning. There's only 99 in circulation because I've had one of every one of our hats so far. So when this is all over, I will have a collection of hats nobody wants. Okay, which will be really good. So yeah, that's it. So good people at Chumpfix and Quickwire for supporting this bit. Well,
times aren't looking. I mean, what were you
7:07.
after for, there, Aaron? What were you looking for? You were definitely looking on that wall, weren't you? The faster wall.
That wall's a lot bigger than it's ever been.
Competitive nature. First of all, I went straight to the top.
Yeah, that's what the quickest time was. Yeah.
Then I went to look for richest time because he's here, and I think I'd like to be rich. Then I started asking who's the quickest non-electrician, just so I can try and get a benchmark.
Yeah. Well, our viewership, they're not with you, Aaron. 5 minutes 20 there, graph back. That's the Sparky Spangler. It's 5 minutes 1. I mean, wow.
I think that's a big improvement. 7-7 to 5-1's good, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's a leap of improvement.
Yeah.
And you only got 2 runs, and we did record the first one, so it won't necessarily be your fastest time, and you'll find that out. But let's find out if you use the house tools or not.
Yep. Hey up, right, we've got a lovely chap on today. He's come all the way from Doncaster, isn't that right?
He talks like no one I've ever known in Doncaster.
Well, no, I'm pretty good at the accents. Now, you've come up from Donny, you've had a go on, you've had a go on race wall. How did you get on, and did you climb or decline?
I half climbed, half declined.
Okay, so what did you decline?
I declined the side cutters, but only because I'm used to using, what do you call them, shears, croppers?
Oh, cable shears.
Cable shears.
What, cable
So
shears.
in factory,
Yeah.
we use cable shears because they cut more stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm used to using. But the screwdrivers are brilliant.
So what's your electrical background?
Absolutely nothing apart from making cables.
Wait, what?
We'll see how you're getting on the race wall. Up, everyone's getting times in, and he is a pretty typical Donny lad because, well, that's ended up in pocket. Give us a thumbs up if it is, Arjen.
Yeah, we're just in the middle of having our own personal conversation there when Mike's alive, so never mind that. So there we have it. So you brought your own tool. So we took all the excuses off you. I gave you the ability to use tape. I did another demonstration. The tools are better than they've ever been with a slotted posi screwdriver and all the rest of it. I did that demonstration. I gave you, and I told you to listen to it. And like I was a teacher, you went and got your own croppers. Whatever time you get now, you're going to have to live by that because there is no more excuses.
2 points.
Go on, then.
You didn't tell me before I came, otherwise I'd have brought my good croppers.
Oh.
Because there's another set.
But you might not have come if I'd have told you. I didn't tell you.
And you turned the heating off before I got here, so it was sub-zero temperatures and I lost dexterity in my fingers.
And when you actually still didn't know you were coming to the studios, you threw in an early excuse you didn't realise you were going to use later on as well. What was your other excuse?
Just a little cold, a little bit of man flu.
We're surprised you got here because man flu, it can take out many a hero in our industry.
About 10 strepsils.
10 strepsils, yeah. Okay, so we need to do a drugs test there. Maybe you've got some banned substances in you. Well, we're going to find out if for the second time a run and third time run can improve a 7:07 time as we go to the Electrician's Challenge to see how Aaron gets on.
I don't even know what time.
Here we go. Defend yourself at all costs here, Aaron, because I'm going to come in at you. So what I've done to him is I've left full drums out. So look down there, folks. He's got the full drum syndrome. It is harsh, yeah. I had to chuck away a lot of cable to get to that. The handle on the screwdriver is overrated. I noticed with the shaft so much better. The handle's just there in case you want to put it back in your pocket. Here we go, folks. Let's watch it go. There you go. If you want to invent something, mate, there you go. There's the next invention, a cable drum that... And it's done it again. It doesn't drop off.
I still think you set me up.
Well, it's... Any electricians in the comments want to come in and suggest that that is a normal practice? Certainly would be welcomed. Now, we got face cam. You forgot face cam was on, didn't you?
I don't think you told me you had a face cam.
Right, OK. Maybe I didn't on that one. You listened to this piece of advice. Let's see how well it went for you this time. Look at that. Slid out, didn't it? Absolutely slid out. Said, keep your end nice and firm. And you said, at my age, he said, yeah. And I said, come around this corner. You're smiling now. We will get a bit of live commentary at some point. I've got to remember where it is. because you sort of suggest something and then you actually manage to make it happen, which I thought was funny. Croppers are out. Okay, these are not part of the decline or decline. So here we go. So out with the croppers. You look like you know what you're doing with them. Yeah. Okay, yeah, a little bit of wrist
It's
action.
a lot of cable. It's these confusing things that I got stuck with.
Yeah, you did. You did get confused with these. So in a minute, you'll be doing live commentary on your own race wheel. Neutral's not a problem, is it? You pop your neutral in. I did say to you to use the step. You're on your toes there, and it's chewing it as well. Yeah.
There's a lot of copper there to be poking out.
You weren't helping yourself. Now all of a sudden, let's listen to what
you all at
Aaron's
the
got
end
to
if
say.
I can help it. I don't feel like it's going to happen, but oh, it's not even in the cage. You set yourself up for it. You set yourself up for it.
Oh dear, folks. I hope that's it. Oh, we've got a problem here on the screen, Rick. It's going to turn itself off. You want to run round here for me, Rick, just to see what we're going to do? We'll be live. We just won't be able to see what we're doing and what camera angle we're on.
Talking, but
so while you're panicking, folks, we're really panicking around here. We just need perhaps a button to be pressed so the TV comes back to life for us. So that would be good. Doesn't matter if it goes off. Brilliant commentary there. So you suggested that I'd be holding you over this and you'd have an issue and a problem. Then you put the line conductor in, missed the cage clamp because you didn't use the step. I told you to use the step. You wouldn't use the step, and then it fell out in front of you. And you actually gave a prophecy on your problem, didn't you? It was brilliant. It was a golden moment for me.
This bit's a tough watch as well.
It's the back box. You were a little bit too short on your fly lead. I mean,
I had to go back and strip it again.
You did. The handle on the screwdriver, for somebody who's so keen on DIY, did you not know what it was for? To hold, not the shaft?
I think you can get a faster twizzle. Is that right?
Well,
Is that
absolutely.
right,
Yeah,
electrician?
twizzle.
Yeah.
He's doing a...
right in. How many terminations do you twizzle?
So, yeah, it was all a bit average when we got down here. I think that did you do twice the protective conductors? You went in once and went back in and under the dibble out?
Yes. Yeah.
Did they fall out or come out?
6 minutes plus. That comment's come on the screen there.
What's it? 6 minutes? Well, yeah, it was awful.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
look, 6 minutes plus. Yeah, you're right.
Corleone. Yeah.
And that's why I was so surprised, because you thought you got a great time, because like I said, when cables don't go in and you miss the breaker, then you miss the CPCs, I don't see how you can be...
It is thinning up there, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at it.
top.
Double angled as well.
It's just fine.
Fine.
It's thinning, it's just fine.
You blamed your barber earlier. Barber's gone too short.
Just, yeah. No, that is... And you said, and then you just commented on my grey hair. Yes, I've got a lot of grey hair, and you can't see my ball. Right, shaft again. On that shaft, I can't believe this is quicker. So 7:07, you could be standing still here. Absolutely. So anyone who's gone quick, you lose. Oi! Finally used the handle. There you go. Look at that, speedy man.
Problem was, you weren't twizzling it well enough.
No.
You should
Look at that.
twizzle those terminations.
Absolutely brilliant. There we go.
Hey.
Yeah, so we're gonna see how you got on the second time round. And I've got two boards. I've got a lot of stuff to climb over. So you ready, young man? We're going to go up and have a look. I'm coming out. I'm going to come past these nasty cables. We're going to have a look at this nasty table in a few moments. It's worth staying on for that. We wanted to highlight all the great stuff Doncaster have done, but we've probably started the nasty aspect now, haven't we? Because we're in for the nasty times, Aaron. We have two leaderboards. Now, in the old days, obviously, over here was easily achieved, but now we're looking at about 5 minutes. So it starts at 5:04 on board number 2, which is a cracking time, folks. If you're at the bottom of that board, you got a cracking time. Now, I just want you to look me in the eye. No, I'm over here. Look me in the eye with your good one, okay? And which board do you think you're on?
Well, maybe I could get second on this board.
That's got, well, second from the top. You're right up there. Right up there.
But even that seems unachievable now. Someone said 6, so...
Just remember all the mistakes. Was your second run better?
The second run was a lot better.
I didn't really watch the second
I dropped one screw, but the second run was loads better.
Okay.
I got it in the cage straight away. That were a bonus. Yeah, I might have even used the handle on the screwdriver at one stage.
Okay. I've got a little flap here. You should be able to keep looking at your time. So I've got the little flap in here. So we've got the time under there. We've got this. Aaron, going to send me over there? Got to get over there. We're going to be in this one. Where are you going to go?
I think it's got to be on this side after all those.
Over here. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No. We are over here.
Am I second?
I'd love to say, yeah, but you're not, are you? You're not, are you? No, you're definitely not second. Okay, but we have got some things to aim at here because we've got people like Joe Routledge, editor, Fantastic person, equivalent of 3 people on the planet in a business. Okay, he's amazing. He went on holiday and 3 people turned back up off their holiday when he came back off it. He's currently on a 5-week holiday at the moment. It's a disaster for us. That's a great time. Where's Mr. Gaunt? Mr. Gaunt's up here. He's training to be an electrician. Oh, let's go for his new time, 4:07. We talked about it earlier, and I'll just do it for those people who are not aware. We call 4 minutes outrageous territory if you're above it, so sorry, below it. So where are we? 4 minutes is there, and the guy that said, Mr. Bridgman said, if you can't do it in 4 minutes, it's outrageous. You shouldn't call yourself an electrician. You also asked me who the fastest non-electrician is, and I think it's the wonderful Martin Lee. Okay, but he was rapid at 4:04. Right, here we go. It starts with.
Oh,
It starts with
5's at the bottom. Surely it's a 4.
3.
No way.
The next number is a 5, and the next number is a 5. You are above outrageous territory. Okay, so you are in proper electrician's territory. Folks, I think he deserves a round of applause. He is under 4 minutes. And by sheer luck, I've actually got a gap here, so I should be able to do that. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I couldn't believe it either, folks. I was more stunned than anyone else. We are in there at 3:55. That is incredible. Electrician here, electricians everywhere, and also now the fastest DIYer in the UK. Okay, that's what you are, DIY. Aaron's, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, sensational.
If only you'd have let me have had my other 2 goes 3 years ago.
You're still harping on about it.
I wouldn't have been embarrassed for all this time.
Well, but it was great fun for us. So thank you for playing along for that. So yes, brilliant time. So I think that was amazing. I was unbelievably stunned because you pressed the stop button. I was looking up and going, it's not moving anymore. So it's 3:55. I was shouting though, wasn't I? Come on!
I wondered why you come and checked all the terminations for time penalties.
Yep, absolutely. I'm glad you said that because we do that every time as well. 20-second penalties for cables coming out. Especially when it was 3:55. So it was amazing. So well done. Congratulations. You've got a little bit of pride back there. You're fastest non-electrician. So that's something to be proud of.
Bit of practice, I'll come back and be second.
Well, you won't. So, no, not at all. Not a chance. Well, we've been teasing it out. We said we're going to obviously say how great cables can be, and they're certainly great when they come out of the place of Doncaster. Now, it might be that people have watched this, and we've shown a few little video clips, and they might think, I'd love to come around the Doncaster factory and have a look how cables have been made. At the minute, 30 people are going to come, but how are those people going to get through the doors?
So that will be the final of the eFIXX 30 under 30s.
Yeah, it will be. Hopefully we've got a little card that we can put up on the screen. Have we got a noise problem? No? OK, Rick's just wandered off. So, yeah, hopefully Rick's going to just put up for you. So 30 under 30, we're looking for people aged under 30 years old working in the electrical industry. That can be anyone from year 1 apprentices, full-time learners. That's right at the start of their journeys, all the way through to somebody who's 29 and almost turning 30, that they can come. And one of the things is we get to do the award ceremony at Doncaster Cables. They get a factory tour. Yep. Sounds a lot like Mr. Wonka. Yeah, OK, factory tour.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, I'd love to end up in the talc room.
Oh, yeah. My imagination. You come out with your big hat and roll over the floor.
That pipe doesn't go to the lavatory.
This one will suck us off. So, yeah, fantastic.
I've actually got a Willy Wonka outfit.
Have you? Oh, please.
Okay, and that is just... So you've heard that live here. So eFIXX 30 under 30. Get your entries in because Aaron is going to dress up on the day as Willy Wonka. Thank you so much, Aaron, from Doncaster Cables.
It was a work secret Santa because when we were having one of these projects where a new cable, one of the production people just turned around in a bit of an outburst and just went, it's not Willy Wonka's cable factory. We can't just make all these things all the time. No, we'll have a go.
We'll have it. That's brilliant. So 30 under 30, the link is in the description. I've put it in one of the comments as well. I'm sure they'll put it in now. If you can nominate yourself. So again, don't be shy of nominating yourself, or you can be nominated by somebody else. We've got about 18, 19 days. We're in the hundreds of applicants at the minute, so we're not in the thousands.
We're doing really well.
Yeah, we are doing really well. So that means there's some outstanding people. Yeah, do you agree?
Really is great.
And you're running that, so that'll be down to you very shortly to overtake that one. I think we've got the name. Have we got the name of the winner there? Are you just hovering around?
DigiTube. Yeah, DigiTube. Yeah. So yeah, you got 10 minutes. DigiTube. Is that how you pronounce it? Diggity Tube, whatever, you've got, give us a ring.
Okay. Ring.
I've sent it.
Oh, it's done the number. Right.
Yeah, I've done it.
Are you, we're going to go? We're going to go over here. Let's have a look at cable war. I'm going to move this round, so we're going to come round here. So this is the cables that you've acquired over the years. We're going to try and keep the manufacturers out. This is not a name and shame thing. This is all about, can we have a look at what's on the table? So we've got a couple of angles here. So, again, when they originally came to you, I'd imagine they looked all right. You've put them through some tests and things like that, maybe to make them look less right. I don't think, it might have got to that situation. Let's start off with a cable that I found. Is this my one? Because I don't.
Yeah, that's your one.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to get my. It's actually ruined my eFIXX twin and earth strippers. So this one here, we call it the ugly cable.
Yep.
Okay, so it looks. Anyone think that looks? It doesn't look anything different. I'd put that in.
No, I think all the cables on here, when they're new and they haven't been tested, that they all look like normal cables, and that's the point we're trying to get across. So this one here looks like a normal cable, but when you install it, you'll realise that there's something wrong with it.
Okay, so let's just strip it with these.
Give it a strip, Gaz.
Yeah, I've ruined them. Right, classic. So you get straight.
You've stripped it too far back, Gary.
I think you're ready to go now. So what you do is you get the oversleeving. Okay, so it's green and yellow, brown and blue, and you just pop them back on there. What's caused that? Because it don't feel odd.
No, it's just there's no torque. There's no chalk in between there, so the sheath is sticking to the inner cores.
Okay, it looks thin as well. Or was that just me? Is it thinner than you expect?
It does look a little bit thin.
You'd know that when you strip it, so that would be
you'd know
horrific.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you, yeah. I've got a mate who wired a house, 5-bedroom. Yeah, I've got a mate who said that. Yeah, he had a problem with that. Okay, that's our cable.
That's another one.
Low smoke. This is always a nightmare.
Cable
LSF. Is it LSF?
LSF. Low smoke non-halogen.
That's
LSF.
yours is non, isn't it?
Ours is LSNH, low smoke non-halogen.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is another one where the cable looks okay, but you'd install it and you would find that there is an issue.
Now I've tried the twin and earth strippers on it, and it wrecked them.
Yeah.
I've now got as many good teeth on that as I've got in my own head. So let's have a look here. So this is awful to strip anyhow.
But that's the worst one I've seen.
Whiz. No, that is me trying. So CPC, do you reckon I'll be able to get it?
Probably not.
You are joking. No, that is not Gary doing the whole fake. But yes, you can. 100% you can have a go.
You got it?
Yes, young man. Let's see. I don't want to see that flying at me in a minute. Yeah, look at those chubby fingers. Yeah.
They are chunky.
Chubby. Oh, you're going to run? I thought you were going to... Go on in. Looking good.
I can't do it. And
Oh, you got it. It's going. It's going. Once you get it going, oh, yeah, it's brilliant. Look at that.
I've got clammy hands. You can't strip it. What's wrong with that?
Similar sort of thing. So the sheathing's stuck to the cores and it's webbed, so it's filling all between the cores, and then it's sticking together. So...
Can you see that? Because look, you've cut that clear down the middle, so you should be seeing those inner cores.
You look at the end of that one, you'll see how it's what cable manufacturers call webbed. So the white sheathing has gone around both cores and into the middle as well.
I'm struggling for focus there. I apologise, folks. Okay, that's good. I like that one.
Those are the ones that you can pick up, but there are loads of other tests that you have to trust the manufacturer to do. So that's the main thing for us to get across. So this is, well, what cable would you say that was? It's probably a better question.
Yeah, so it's a bit of perhaps Arctic Flex. So you see the yellow cables, you're thinking, yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to use that for. Yeah. And off we go.
Outdoors.
So I've got that one right, yeah?
Yeah, you put that through...
That's not the same cable.
Cold bend test.
So is that the same cable?
This would fail the cold bend.
How can it?
So that's when the cable's then put down to the lower temperatures and then it's wrapped around a mandrel, we're testing to see if the sheathing and the insulation fails. So we've got examples of that and then we've got other examples of it.
So has that not been designed to go in low temperatures then?
So what you'll see on the outside of the cable, and this is becoming more and more common, is if you see this harmonised reference code, which is HO5VV-F. Let me find a bit of marking that's actually a bit better. So HO5VV-F, that's just ordinary duty flexible. So it's a 3183Y. So it's not an Arctic grade flex. It's just a normal flex that's been coloured yellow, So it looks like an Arctic grade flex, but it won't do the low temperature stuff.
Wow. That is easy for everyone to make that mistake. Because
Yeah.
obviously me and you know all those numbers, but there'll be people out there that don't know them.
No, you just look at the product.
Yeah.
I've done a video on that.
I know, but could you remember them?
I remember that was flexible.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, these are then similar. So this is another flexible.
Look. So that strand has left the cable.
Yeah, this again is HO5 VVF.
Give over.
This has been through our flex tester. So there's a test in the factory where the cable is put through and it's flexed continuously, and it has to reach a certain number. When it fails, one of the strands will break, and that will be a live conductor coming out of the cable. So as this cable is used over its lifetime, it can get that and it'll actually come out.
Wow.
So that could be a live conductor.
Stray conductor coming out. And that's because what they've done to make it not... So what's failing in this
They
cable?
just painted it yellow.
This is not as much down to it being an Arctic as just a poor quality flexible. So if you look at what we call the lay length, so the blue here...
Yeah.
has
It's
got
hardly
to
twist.
rotate all the way around to there before it's done one twist.
And that's not enough.
So when you're manufacturing that, you twist the cords together.
Yeah.
The tighter you twist those together,
Yes.
the slower your machine runs, the more labour it costs,
More
the more
energy.
expensive, more energy, but the
more
better
flex.
quality
So that's
flex
more-
you get.
So I didn't know that.
It then actually gives it the strength. So the whole point of twisting them is, if it's straight and you have 3 cables, if they've got to then bend round something and they're all straight,
Yeah.
one of them is always travelling longer than the others, and they try and pull against each other.
And that's why you sprout through.
Yeah, so if you twist it together
Yeah.
and then you bend it, they're all actually moving the same distance when they bend. So it's just a cost-saving exercise. So by increasing that lay length, no one's going to notice, but then it doesn't make it last the test of time when it's actually being used as a flexible.
If you, again, wanted to save money, less twists, shorter cable going into it then. That's ultimately it. So are they using less cable by not twisting it as much?
Yeah, you'd use less copper because it won't be going around as much.
And less energy and less everything else.
Yeah. And
You thought about doing any of these tricks. You got them down to a fine. You know how to spot them.
it's if you're a cable maker, it's easy because you know these things. That's how you do cable specs. If you're trying to have the cheapest price, you can make all these different things. So this one here looks like just a normal flex.
Yep. Now wrong with
Fails conductor resistance by about 4%. So there's 4% less copper in there than is needed in the standard to meet the conductor resistance
that. And
requirement.
again, that saves you money, doesn't it?
Saves you money, but the cable will run hotter.
Wow. So that's a worry. So it says 1.5 millimetres squared, but it ain't.
But it's not 1.5.
Okay.
And then one of the worst ones then is there was a full range. So there was actually a
So 70 mil squared, yeah?
70 mil squared, 50 mil conductors in there.
Whoa.
Marked as
Hang on. So we make a 70 mil, but we'll give them the 50. This is shrinkflation at its best. So they're 50. Oh, that's going to catch some people. That looks like, yeah, okay, that one. What we got next?
they did the full range. So this is marked as 50 mil, it's 35.
Okay.
This is marked as 35 mil.
That's 50. So we got, so every
You've got
set.
the full range. So a completely intentional thing to do.
Who found that?
That actually, somebody was complaining to a lug manufacturer that their lugs were rubbish.
Oh, because
they kept sliding off the cable, and they said, no, there's something not right with the cable.
And they found it that way.
Yeah, so we actually were at the same show, come back, got the cable, reported it to the standards bodies at the time, and there was a safety notice.
This is a trading standard issue, isn't it? So if you're marketing a cable that's supposed to be 70 square millimetres and actually it's 50,
Yeah.
The same as if you're selling a 100 drum metre of cable. Yeah, they might say, plus or minus a metre, but you're getting 92 metres out of it.
There's just no one to police it. There's no one to police the market. Other countries put the onus on the importer. You import it and it's wrong, you're liable. Well, we don't have that in the UK, and we don't have the number of people to actually police the marketplace.
So how are these cables that are coming over being imported? They must be checked, or would they go through like a basic approval at all, or?
Well, some of them have, some of them haven't. even then, they're made to containers, made to order, and then brought in, so they can be made to whatever specs needed.
So they would put their cables in a container, that would come to the UK for ASEC.
Yeah.
And they're not going to put in...
And that's where you come back to having trust in the manufacturer. If you just isolate one country, and you say Turkey, because that's the most common one, you will get a wide spectrum of manufacturers there. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. You need to have trust in the manufacturer you're buying from, so you can go and ask them questions, get a consistently conforming product all the time.
Yeah.
I want to look at this because this
is my favourite.
This is my favourite.
So first of all, there's loads of French torque, which is all good. And then I've just pulled out the protective conductor. It's this one here, this flex here. But it's like the banana, obviously, of the circuit protector. So you can peel away the actual green part of the cable.
Look at that.
That is absolute tact.
Do you know what? It's the cheese string of the electrical cable
Look at that.
world.
How many of those could you just peel off? And it's like that for all the conductors. And I've only put out the protective conductor because obviously we can peel the green. That is...
I think we could make almost like an ASMR type video just on peeling this cable. This is great. Can I have a length of this? Or just,
absolute junk.
I'd never use it. I just want to peel it.
Yeah, no. So again, it's always blown me away when you show me that one. Are we cleared the table? Are we happy with everything on here?
Yeah, I think so. We've got lots more. The market's quite poor in quality, and it's become the norm, to be honest. If 80% of the market's imported and it's all based on the lowest price, everyone gets used to handling that low quality products. These are exceptions where you pick it up. But
is it the classic case of you get what you pay for? If you go to Doncaster, certainly get what you deserve.
100%. Yeah. Not only the product as well, but it's all the after service. It's the technical backup. And I say that sometimes when people say, "What technical backup do you need on cable?" And we've had a few comments on that on social media, but there's a massive amount there. We're there if something goes wrong, and we stand by the products, and we're here. If you have an issue, you can ring us up, you can contact us, and you can have a conversation. It's very rare to get that anymore.
We'll do that. We'll go back and you give us an example of when you've actually gone wrong, because there's nothing better than admitting you've done a mistake, and let's see how you solve them problems.
Well, you can apparently ring Aaron up and ask for him to invent a random cable.
Yeah, so I'm sure you can
realise that you needed.
Yeah, so as we come back in, so no one's perfect. I'm about as close as anyone's going to be on the planet, but no, you laughed at the right time. So I'm about as, so perfection. So give us one example. We did one, didn't we, where a cable had been pulled through a ducting or something, and they had no continuity in it. Was that right?
Yeah. So if you make something long enough, you're going to have a manufacturing error. Yeah. So you put in as many controls as you can to stop that going out. Ours are then very, very few with what errors we've got. But when we do get them, we try and respond as quickly as we can. So we had an issue where a machine had an over twist. Right. So the cores had been twisted. And then when they pulled that cable in, the cores actually broke. And there was
over twisting. So you'd done
over twisting.
So work hardened and snapped.
Yeah, it was a momentary thing on one of the machines where it had just spun out of sync and it had put too much of a twist in the conductors. And then when they pulled that in, they then broke the conductors and there was no continuity. But I can't remember exactly where it was, apart from knowing it was a long drive, because when that was reported...
And you've got a lot of things to think about on the long drive, yeah?
Myself and Steve, the technical quality manager, took the call, straight in the car, down to site. We tried to investigate the problem. It was a huge house and they had some underground ducts. Helped them pull the cable out of the duct, identified that it was an issue. Then we replaced the cable. We drove that back. We helped them put that back in there. So it's just trying to go above and beyond when that does happen. But we're always there for people when the few times something does go wrong.
And if you perhaps imported that cable, you probably wouldn't have had Aaron turn up and pull it out the duct for you.
I highly doubt it.
Because you don't work for that company. No, it's incredible that the lengths go to. And again, any of those 30 under 30 winners, I think, will be blown away like we are every time we go, aren't we? So it's just an amazing experience, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now, talking of amazing experiences, we've got something to give away today. Now, people might have spotted. Do you want to get the other thing that's more a bit of you? Yeah. Might have spotted the.
Can I model this?
Attaché case. Look at this.
Here we go.
Yeah. So you've got to get down there.
I've got to get down a little bit.
So if Mr. Bond was here, this would be the new Mr. Bond. Okay. So this is the case, and inside of this case is some wonderful things, and we're going to give these away, aren't we? So we're going to give these away. I think it's about time. we gave them away. So, Joe, we're suited and booted in limited edition merchandise.
I feel great.
It's got a lovely feel. Unfortunately, it may be slightly second-hand for the people that are winning the merch. There are 5 prizes, of which the first 3 are the fantastic pouch in front of us here. It's even got Ajax on the lid. Brilliant to present to customers to suggest what can be done in the Ajax range.
You're going to feel like an absolute villain turning up to site with this.
Absolutely, and we've got things like the fire hub, the cool point, smoke and heat detectors in here, a sounder. We've obviously got the wonderful display screen there that we can all see. Fantastic thing, it can take a business to another level, and all you had to do was obviously enter that survey, complete the survey, and all of those names are in the hat. First 3 called out win the call points, okay? So that's what we're doing. And then the next 2 people, they're going to come with second-hand clothing.
Second-hand clothing, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's one of those, isn't it? You've sold into a customer, they've had a wireless system put in and you're very happy.
But what happens if they don't pay?
I don't know where we can come up with anything for non-payment people, and I'm sure that's not the suggestion. This is limited edition merch, and all of us at eFIXX would love one of these bats. But unfortunately, you have to be in the prize draw, and I don't think Rick is in there. So let's find out who the first person is winning the case.
Let's get the wheel of names up.
Come on, here we go.
You can announce the first one, Gaz.
Oh, well, thank you very much. The bloke who can't read anything. Let's go for the name. Let's hope it's a nice, easy one for me. Here we go. So the wheel is spinning.
Is it going to
like
stop?
this?
Yeah, this is absolutely excellent.
Here we go. One has a long spin. Yeah,
what was that game show when they did the wheel? Was that?
It was, yeah. We come up with letters and stuff like that. Let's hope it's going to be bigger text because I will not be able to see it. Is it black? Is it white? Is it grey? It is black by the looks of things. So name should now appear onto the screen, and then we're James at Sanders Secure. Is that .com? So that sounds like a person that will love this kit. Sounds like it's going to the right person.
Well done, James. You've won one of these very menacing boxes.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, and if there is some spare merch, we'll probably slip some in as well if Rick hasn't taken it. So next one up. So that was a good one. I think that's found its home to the right place. I don't think we've got actual names, so it's just email addresses.
It's just the email addresses, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not going to be like GDPR issues here. Everyone's going to start emailing James at SecureShore.
Well, hopefully we'll get some more work. So, okay, he's got a wireless alarm system that he can now go with. What colour are we going for this time? Is it going to be grey? Or we're going to have another white? Oh, here we go. Oh, so Lee's 645 at, I don't think it's his proper name, obviously there, so btinternet.com.
Well done, Lee's 645. You too have got one of these boxes on its way to you, and some little merch if we can get it.
Yeah, if we get some merch as well. So next one, there we go. So this is the final chance to win the Ajax case. Hopefully you're
if you've entered this, you've got to be now excited thinking I'm going to be winning this. Look at it.
It's good. So lean in for this one. And we've got the following winner is, are we going to have another white? It looks like we might have another white.
Oh,
this is rigged, isn't it?
That's close. Who's that going to be?
It's Alex by the looks. No, it's just gone past. Oh, it is Alex. All right, so alex at gmail.com. So he's winning as well today. So well done, Alex.
Well done, Alex. Amazing. Amazing spelt incorrectly.
Yeah, I don't think it's his name. You've just given him amazing. It's amazing he's won. So now, for me personally, I'll be uber excited. This is the merch bundles. There's 2 of those coming. And as we said before, you've got second-hand clothing and a bat Rick's been flinging around to come.
And we've got none of these spare bats, haven't we?
We have got some spare bats, but we can't tell anyone that because Rick wants one for his old boy, so we can't say that. Here we go then, folks. So we're into the merch pack, and is it going to be yet again? Oh, that is it? Oh, who we got there then? Oh, it's a good one.
It says Igor Fire and Alarm at gmail.com. So well done, Igor Fire and Alarm. You've got the merch kit and a bat.
Yes, so it's just that close to getting the actual pouch itself, but that's gone. The case is gone, and that is.
This is the last draw. This is the
last one.
This is one number 5.
Is it
who's it going to be? Who's going to win the last merch kit and the bat?
Fire Security UK or something like that. It'd be like they won the bat.
I can't. If it comes as admin at eFIXX, then that's definitely me.
Here we go. Info. We've got Info Electrics. You've just gone, and we're on
it's
to
close.
Chris. Is that Chris?
Yes.
Okay, so Chris has won one there in electrical company.
Chris at burtonelectrical.co.uk. I wonder if that is actually in Burton.
Burton-on-Trent?
Could be. Yeah.
Burton-Latimer.
Okay, yeah, we're just going to name different Burtons around the UK. You've probably been to them on a college connection.
Yeah, Burton Latimer, not far from me. So congratulations, thank you ever so much for the support from Ajax for this. Absolutely love it. Wireless alarm systems, quite ironic on this one, isn't it, when we're talking about cable innovations from Doncaster Cables that would come with the wireless solutions. It's not all completely wireless. There are elements of it that need to be wired, but they talk to each other wirelessly. Thank you very much to Ajax.
Thank you.
don't think the bats are there for reinforcement of payment. I think it's there to obviously be a bit of branding. Fantastic.
I thought they were there to improve morale.
No, no, I'll hold it. That'll improve my morale. So thank you very much, Ajax. We teased it out at the very start, okay, that we were doing the draw today. So they are all going to be out. It'll be Jennifer dealing with that. It will take a couple of weeks to sort out the process for those people. They'll get an email, etc., and we'll get it out as soon as possible. Please bear with us. We are historically average at sending stuff out. I would
Great
suggest.
prizes, though.
Yeah, they are great. I think we looked amazing in black as well. Yeah,
I've got to say, we look fit.
Nobody agrees with you. Nobody agrees with you.
Honestly.
Jump in. Let's see how many comments are. Hopefully, we've got team holidaying in Spain and Joe.
Do you know what?
In there. Go on, what we got?
The whole community's jumped in saying how shocked they are just on this substandard cable and how easy it is to fall foul of it. Retro Machine, friend of the show, never thought about plastic breaking in low temperature. Diggity Tube said, "How do I call Chenny? What's the number?" Oh, no, sorry, that's not related. It is a danger issue. If your cable is smaller than expected for the load that you've designed it for, I mean, can you imagine that? You've designed a cable and it's smaller, and you're running your current. Mad.
Got a solution. Got a solution. What we can do with substandard cables is the following. We could send them over to Green Cable in this wonderful bin here. Hopefully the link is in the description. If not, they will put it in this evening for you. And you can recycle that substandard cable and put the proper stuff in. And trust British manufacturers and a British company that comes to connect your substandard cables by joining the wonderful people at Green Cable. And I recommend you do. Our bin is nearly full. It's full of a lot of cable that Aaron put in today. So actually, Aaron gave us the cable for free. And now we're going to take his cable, put it in this bin, and we're going to get the cash for it. So thank you very much. I'd use Green Cable to get rid of all them substandard cables.
That's the fastest I've ever seen you. I thought you were literally running away from the live stream, and me and Aaron are going to be left here like a rabbit in the headlights. He's gone.
I think it's just a great way to get rid of it.
Just no warning, you just went.
Yes. I think it's just a great idea, isn't it? Just take your horrible cables, and put them away. Now, Doncaster, not many great things come out of Doncaster other than probably Doncaster Cables. But you've done a bit of research.
No, I have done some research, and we'll go into the comments. So I'm going to Aaron, Doncaster born and bred. Sorry, Doncaster born and bred. Terrible accent. It's not how people from Doncaster sound, isn't it?
They don't.
Anyway, you're Doncaster.
Born and bred.
Born and bred Doncaster. So I've got some interesting facts. So I'm going to give you some true or false facts about Doncaster. And I want you in the comments as well. Answer true or false to these. So, I want you to ask, I'm going to give you these facts, and you tell me if it's true or false.
Are you going to give the facts first and come back to them so everyone has a chance to play along?
So
question number one.
Question number one. Here you go. Paddington Bear.
Oh, no,
Is Paddington Bear true or false from Doncaster?
True, it was Clarkson's mum and dad. Clarkson lived where village I grew up in.
I only know one Clarkson, I doubt it was him.
You're raps.
Jeremy.
It wasn't him.
It was Jeremy Clarkson's mum and dad.
And what was his name?
Whose?
It was Eddie, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Clarkson obsession.
Eddie, what? Eddie Clarkson, his dad?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And his wife was called Shirley. And you're absolutely right. So if you answered true to Paddington Bear...
You had no time to answer true.
Doncaster.
Yeah, it was.
You can answer T or F. Here we go. So the next one, this is quite an easy one. The Flying
I'll tell
Scotsman.
you what, can I guess the thing?
Go on then.
Is one of them Kevin Keegan?
No.
No.
He grew up in Armthorpe as well, where I grew up.
No.
Oh, it should have been.
And I would love it. Sorry, I'm not going to do me, Kevin Keegan.
If we beat him.
The Flying Scotsman. True or false? Was that from Doncaster?
True.
He was that winger, wasn't he? Edinburgh winger. They called him the
Do you
Flying
want to
Scotsman.
an impression of a Flying Scotsman?
No.
Okay. You're absolutely right. Yeah, 94-year-old Flying Scotsman, originally built in Doncaster for the LNER, now the Azuma. Anyway, the toilet U-bend.
Oh, I could have said something
What do
there.
you think? The toilet U-bend, true or false? What do we think? Who's coming in on the comments on this? The toilet U-bend.
It will be slightly behind.
I think that's false, but I might be completely wrong here, and it might have been a joke who got told when I was a kid, but I want someone called Thomas Crapper or something, or was that the toilet itself?
That was the toilet.
Oh, was it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that was Doncaster, not that I know of.
Well, Thomas Crapper, because you're right there, but he was from Doncaster. There we are. Set up a plumbing business in Chelsea in 80. I just thought you'd have known this. Anyway, the Mark IV tank from World War I. So it's what broke the Somme. Is that from Doncaster? Doncaster, great place of engineering.
I've got no idea, but I'm going to say true based on the other 3 being true so far.
Okay, you'd be wrong, it's false. The Mark IV tank actually built in Lincoln. Yes, great place in Lincolnshire. And last but by no means least, butterscotch. Now, you've been at the Werther's Originals all day, but
Yeah, you have.
butterscotch.
Sugared up to your eyeballs.
True or false? Is that from Doncaster?
No, that doesn't sound like a very Yorkshire. No.
That doesn't sound very Yorkshire. Well, Aaron Walstow, you're wrong. Butterscotch is from Yorkshire and it is from Doncaster.
Really?
Yes, S. Parkinson's and Sons. It was a tin presented to Queen Victoria in 1851, which helped spread its fame. So I think that's some great, interesting facts there from Doncaster.
I think people have never wanted Gordon to come back so much as that segment, OK? Absolutely brilliant, yeah. Can't wait for him to come. Where are you from, anyhow, if we're doing froms?
Melton Mowbray.
Melton Mowbray. OK, Melton Mowbray. So you are officially then an absolute giant melt, aren't you? That's you're from Mowbray. They call them melts, don't they? You're a melt.
Is that what they're called from?
Yeah, you're an absolute melt. Oh. You are a complete melt.
Is that because of like the jelly that they put in the
No, because Melton Mowbray, so melt, they always say, shorten everything, don't they? You always shorten the front end of words, don't you? So, you know, you go...
Oh, okay.
Lubricant, you always call it lube. Imagine shortening the wrong way round. That's an awful place to be in. Yeah, absolute nightmare. So you're a melt. So we can now officially say that you're an absolute giant melt. I love it. Yeah,
what do they
absolutely.
call people from Penistone?
Okay, don't know. But I think you're calling people from Penistone. I think it's only Melton Mowbray. They call them melts.
Oh, they call them melts, eh?
Absolutely.
Great pork pie, so, and Stilton cheese.
Yeah, you're a melt. You are an absolute... Didn't you see that one coming today when you said it? I said, make sure you put it down. I was like, all day. Can't wait for this. You giant,
you were genuinely
absolute melt.
where I'd come from.
No.
Melton Mowbray.
No, it had melt in it.
In Leicestershire.
Yeah, you melt. Okay.
Great county as well.
It is a great county. It is a great county. So, yeah, OK. So what we can say from this live stream, hopefully, is you agree with us. It is absolutely outrageous that you got under 4 minutes. OK, that's the first thing. We think it's absolutely poetic justice that you're a giant melt. OK, but I think on total reflection, we could say that you get what you pay for. If you pay for British, you're probably getting the best, and that's obviously a great statement to be.
Definitely.
And we've also had other people that have backed this up, haven't we? This gentleman here, he isn't you in a few years' time. How did he back up the fact that maybe some of these products are not as good as we can make here?
Is that Dom?
What's Dom?
On there, yeah. So he did, and we didn't know, he did a documentary, I think you can see it on the iPlayer, of Fake Britain, of these cables coming in, and he's an old series on it. I think it was Series 2, Episode 9. So, yeah, if you want to watch that.
So I'm envisaging boats on the water full of fake cables floating to this country, decantering themselves maybe into a Premier Inn hotel, and then displaying themselves all around the UK.
You said I wasn't allowed to go there!
I haven't done. I was talking about, so...
I wanted to talk about cables coming over.
Most of that cable's still installed. 20 million metre recall. When the BBC...
Recall?
Recall, 20 million metres.
Well, that was from what Dom Littlewood did?
Yeah.
So you put that in your green cable bin.
Yeah. So they managed to, I think there was 11 million metres outstanding from the recall when the BBC followed it up. Still installed, but it was massively undersized conductors. Been used for months and months and months all up and down the country. No one had noticed, but it were about 10-15% undersized.
I mean, all joking aside, it is scary.
Yeah.
Well, no, melt, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
But those cables out there melting because they're just not sized for the current they're supposed to carry.
Yeah, melts in Melton Mowbray with the melting cables. Disaster.
Well, Ollie loves their pork pies, so thank you, Ollie.
Yeah. So I would suggest, folks, next time you're at the wholesale counter and you're offered a couple of different choices, I would say suggest that you go with perhaps one that's going to make your life easier without you realising it. That's not stripping it. That's not installing it any quicker. It's the fact that it's going to be there for decades and decades onwards. And obviously the installation it's gone in is going to be incredibly safe through your wiring and the cables that you provide from Doncaster Cables. And if you want to get down to see Doncaster Cables, make sure you enter yourself or somebody else you think needs recognising in our electrical industry in our 30 under 30 awards. We've got about 18 18 days left on that. The uptake's been brilliant. We've read some of the applications already. There's some fantastic people in there, but there's always room for other special people, and it might be you or someone you know. And again, you get to do the Wonka factory, and we've heard tonight that he's going to wear the outfit. So that's going to be great as well. So not only do you get to go round the greatest factory in the UK and look at cables for electricians, but you're also going to have the Willy Wonka of the electrical industry going there. You're going to be there as well. Your giant Melt's going to be there, isn't he?
I'm going to be there. I think I'm going to be interviewing our winners as they
come off stage. Because that's more stressful than doing it before, isn't it? Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really excited, and any excuse to go up to the factory.
Yeah, folks, I'm going to give them a round of applause, and everybody here is. British Cables are the best, folks, and that's why we trust Doncaster Cables. We're going to see you in a fortnight. Let's listen to the end song where we can celebrate this great man here and his great inventions with his team.
Cables run where you can't see, through every wall and cavity. They carry the load, they take the strain, but not all copper's built the same. Cut price reels with a hidden cost, specs that slip, performance lost. If what's inside isn't what it claims, you're wiring risk into the main. What's running through it? Do you know where it's made and how it flows? From drum to install, from start to end, you trust that cable to defend. Because once it's in, it stays for years, behind the boards, beneath the tier. No easy fix, no quick replace, so get it right in the first place.